doesn't sound too bad unless he wants to start taking away all our arms, all the citizens, and going against the Second Amendment. And I think we've seen that. It's just absolutely awful out there that, we have so many things going on in this country right now that are just against the American citizens and for this global fascism. Our government has many times been informed about the problems that are internal in this country. It really, it comes up as even some of the senators themselves have brought issues to the Congress, not too many, but one in particular that really stands out in my mind and one close to my heart, unfortunately, is the Human Research Subject Protection Act, which was an introduction to S-193 by Senator John Glenn. Now, a lot of people who are victims of illegal human experimentation, and maybe even some on this call, might remember back in 1997 when Senator Glenn got up in front of Congress and tried to put forward this bill to tighten the loopholes pertaining to, people being literally operated on and experimented on without their consent and against their will. And this is something that still transpires today. This is something that's still going on in our system. And if you go to www.freedomfightersforamerica.com, you can read the whole thing. It is kind of long. But I'd like to read just an excerpt from it because I think it's very pertinent. It's pertinent to today because this is exactly how this came about. And let me just read the first paragraph. And it goes, Madam President, if I approached any senator here and I said, you did not know it, but the last time they went to the doctor or went to the hospital, your wife or your husband or your daughter or your son became the subject of a medical experiment that they were not even told about. They were given medicine, they were given pills, they were given radiation, they were given something and were not even told about this. Were not even informed about it. Yet they are under some experimental research that might possibly do them harm. Maybe some good will come out of it, but maybe it will do them harm also. But they do not know about it. People would laugh at that and say that he is ridiculous. That cannot possibly happen in this country. Yet that is the very situation in what this piece of legislation is supposed to address. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's a very strong first opening statement by a senator. And, in doing a lot of research about Senator John Glenn and these issues, this takes place also every single day in this country. People are being dragged off the street. People are being falsely diagnosed mentally ill, being brought into mental institutions. They are in correctional facilities, and these criminals, these individuals who own and manufacture implants, who work with radio and cellular systems and satellite systems, and all of these types of technology are now, unfortunately, using these types of technologies that were given billions of dollars in funds for research to universities, to pharmaceutical companies, even to weapon manufacturers through DARPA, which comes up with a lot of this type of thing, and some of the other arms manufacturers, Boeing and Northrop Grumman, and these agencies, they have used under the guise of something good, something that would help a person be able to move their arms or help someone hear or what have you, and they've used those same devices, and they're using those on American citizens covertly in a form of torture and in a form of manipulation. And I think it's very important for people to know that tonight, so I did want to bring this in here because we're talking about FEMA, we're talking about the possible takeover to our country with these criminals, with these, ritual cult people, the Satanists, the Illuminati, the Masons or the secret societies, whatever you want to call them, military-industrial complex. But that was a statement I wanted people to hear, because that is also transpiring in this country. So if you do hear someone complain that someone put something in their ear, or that they're hearing voices, don't necessarily think that these people are mentally ill, because there are and there is information out there that will possibly explain what is going on with them. And I ask anyone that ever listens to this show now or in the future, contact us at www.freedomfightersforamerica.com. Our contact information is there, and we'd like you to, if you need some assistance or some education pertaining to what's going on, give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. I'm going to put Stu Webb back on the phone, because he knows a lot about E-Systems and the satellites that are part of the program that target individuals. Stu, you have a comment?
I do have a comment, because I don't like E-Systems. I do have a comment, Chris, because I do not like E-Systems, because it's part of the military, and it's coming out of the military and the NSA side. And E-Systems is a subcontractor. And interesting enough, Ollie North has set up the concentration camps you talked about earlier, described in his hearings, in the Iran-Contra hearings, which I helped publish the book for Al Martin, the Iran-Contra whistleblowers, called The Conspirators. Anybody can find it, almartinraw.com. It's worth reading. Talks about E-Systems, sinister E-Systems. Ollie North testified that it was part of the company, he described it. Remember, Ollie North is the third most powerful man in America at one time. In the Reagan administration with George Herbert Walker Bush, and North was a goon squad, she would say, to kill 39 Americans, silence them. And Ollie, I got your ass hung because I know who they are, and I got proof and evidence of the murders, etc. But anyway, beyond that, is that E-System has stolen our technology, Atlanta, Georgia, or Mobile, Alabama. I apologize. Some fucking psychodrama, excuse me. I apologize for using that vulgarity. Drama at the joystick, who was trained as a child in front of a computer that they hired to sit there for 60 grand, 40 to 60 grand a year poking on people like me. I know that I'm on the list. I have the proof and evidence. I've already, I've been given the proof and evidence by U.S. intelligence and military officers who are very friendly to me. Now, this has been going on for years. The old technology, the implants, chips, new technology, the little simple needle behind the ear, and they got them down. And I've reported on in the past in a videotape. I don't sell them. One day we talked about this morning, Chris, getting this up on the air and putting my videos up there. I will. With the proper technology, I need a new computer. I need, $700 to do it, and realistically, and it can be done. But, when all these school shootings were going on, I was reporting a CIA terror in America. It was being orchestrated out of Central Intelligence. The school shootings, first the event with the Jewish Community Center in Los Angeles and Fort Worth, and I reported to the FBI in Las Vegas. A pregnant FBI agent that crapped her pants over it. What the information I gave them, that a shooting would occur within 5 to 7 days. I did it weekly, 12 weeks. It happened every time because I had inside sources that knew about George Herbert Walker Bush's, George Bush, Daddy Bush, we call him, satanic, Knights Templar banker, Illuminati, devil worshiper, who was plotting and planning these attacks for the purpose of creating terror in America. So I know these things. And one day soon, within a month or a month and a half, I'll put it up on my site, hopefully.
Okay, I'd really like to see that.
Chris, we are in a time and day. We're the good people out here, the ones talking about it, educating others that are listening, those that are listening tonight or that will listen to this recording in the future. You're the people that God is drawing awake for a purpose.